show you my toys.
Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're looking at the McFarlane Toys Fortnite Quadcrasher. This is a vehicle from the Fortnite game. This is going to accommodate 7-inch large scale figures, which is fantastic. I can't wait to see how it scales with the rest of my action figure universe. So, let's check out the packaging here. Epic Games, Fortnite, Quadcrasher. Little barcode thing here that all the McFarlane toys have had, and I've really never known what to do with it. If anyone knows, please put it in the comments. And you can see the actual vehicle in here looking pretty cool. In the game, this is sort of like an ATV off-roading vehicle. It can accommodate 2 people in the game, one in the driver's seat and one sitting on the back. They can shoot people. Looks like this here has pegs on there, so we should be able to utilize that with 2 or more figures. See, it's got a little face on the front here. This thing might be great for my Joker gang. Quadcrasher on the side. McFarlane Toys logo with Spawn. Epic Games. Here's the vehicle. Top, we got the vehicle, McFarlane Toys. The bottom, there's a barcode. Mine is specific for GameStop. I actually bought this online and chose store pickup because I noticed that was an option. And there's a ton of GameStops around here. They had 1 car per shop. I wanted to get 3 of them, so I paid for 1 at each store. Free shipping because I'm going to go pick them up. So this morning, got up, drove around town, hit a few GameStops, got them all. Very pleased. The back of the package here shows some of the action features, shows the guy, Jonesy, chilling on it, shows a bunch of other Fortnite figures, glider, etc. This is the first actual vehicle from Fortnite, although the glider pack is something a little different as well. My understanding is we've got a bunch of stuff on the horizon, shopping cart. I think they've scrapped the airplane that was leaked out at one point. More gliders coming, some dragon ones. Fortnite has a ton of new figures coming. This collection's getting pretty extensive. And so I did end up getting 3 of them, like I said. Had to hit up 3 different GameStop stores. Was able to pay for them via PayPal, which was what I wanted to do. So it worked out great. Why would I get 3, you ask? Well, my Fortnite collection is getting quite extensive. Looking forward to seeing how these accommodate McFarlane and Jazwares figures. So with no further ado, let's open these bad boys up. Alright, well now that we got this guy out of the package, here he is. I must say, he's pretty good for what he is. It's very basic, doesn't have a lot of action features or movement, but it's a great value for the price. This thing was $29 at GameStop, and it's up at $24.99 pre-order Amazon.com. I'm sure they'll get it the next few weeks. I mean, that is the same price as a figure. From that point of view, it's a steal. I mean, it has a wide surface. This thing looks pretty good. So let's start. Look at the smile on the face. I like that. Kind of angry, kind of creepy, kind of cool, graffiti. It's going to be good, I think, for a Joker little vehicle. Rubber wheels. They do not rotate at all, but they are rubber, which is pretty nice. Cool little spinning going on in there. 2 very brief action features. This can rotate, and then you can adjust the mirror. Like I said, some pegs on the back. Really wide surface here. You can easily, it looks like, get 2 figures on here, even though the game can only hold 2 figures total, 1 on the back. It's not very heavy. I mean, overall, I think it's a great value for the price. They could have made it nicer, you know, with some lights or sounds, but that would have cost a lot more. I think McFarlane did a great job of keeping the cost down and giving you a great product here. And then, of course, yes, I did get 3 of these guys. Alright, let's check out the measurements of this thing real quick. So this is to accommodate 7-inch figures, pretty largest figures. McFarlane, Diamond Select, NECA, DC Direct, DC Collectibles. Absolutely great to get a vehicle for them. This thing here, from one side to the other, is about 10.5 inches from its longest point. And then from bottom to top, I don't know, about 4 3/4 inches. So let's check out everything it can do. So of course the wheels can go forward and back, and that of course goes for all 4 of them. They're rubber, which is very nice, not plastic, as you can hear against this glass. The steering wheel does rotate from side to side, and the little mirror goes up and down, which is really kind of unnecessary. Might prevent it from getting broken if you're in a bad situation. Looks like this handlebar also, so on both sides the handlebars can move. It does not affect the tires. It'd be nice if this would do that. Overall, pretty nice. I mean, really absolutely nothing else that does anything on here. But you've got pedals, pegs. I mean, this thing is a great bang for your buck, being that it's $30 or $25 depending on where you get it. Huge, durable, it feels like. I mean, I wouldn't be too rough with those. Something I did think was kind of cool, we got a little sticker that you don't have to attach yourself of Color Team Leader, kind of laying that down. And on the other side, a picture of a llama, and it says quad, like the vehicle. Pretty cool. And then just a quick close-up look at the face on the vehicle. I like it. Kind of sloppy painted, kind of angry looking. I like it a lot. So next, let's check it out with some McFarlane Fortnite figures. Like I said before, these are 7-inch scale, so you can see how big they are next to the Quadcrasher. We're also going to check it out compared to Jazwares Fortnite figures, which should fit on there as well. We're also going to check it out with other action figure lines, see how they fit on there. And we're also going to compare it with other 1/12 vehicles later in this video. So here's Jonesy sitting in the seat. Now he doesn't quite fit in there perfect like I'd like him to. I've been messing with it for a little while, but the best I can get, you can see his butt's not quite on the seat, it's upright. I mean, I've utilized his double jointed knees, his legs twisted and contorted as much as it can be to fit with the pedal. A little bit disappointing, you can push him on there pretty easily, but it just doesn't quite sit right, and boy have I been trying. I mean, don't get me wrong, he scales up with it good, works out fine. A little bit difficult to get his hands quite to hold on properly. I mean, he looks really good from the front. Here's Jonesy sitting on the Quadcrasher on the back of the box. And then here he is, really doing it. So now let's check out the back of the Quadcrasher where the passenger goes. So here's Drift riding on the back, utilizing his weapon while Jonesy is driving. Now this guy's using both the peg slots on his feet right now, and is crouched about as low as I can get him. Very, very stable in there. As you can see, I mean, he's leaning back, he's not falling out. In the game, this vehicle can go crazy, it can go really fast, it has a boost, it can tumble, it can go up side of mountains, it can even fly, and you can do that with your figures, and they're not falling off. Must say, pretty cool. Here's how he would look if he was standing completely upright on this thing. And then here's how much clearance his feet have when on there. Plenty of room, big flat surface. And then here's how it would look if you wanted to have two McFarlane figures standing on the back of it. Not game accurate, but the vehicle can definitely accommodate this. Peg holes for both of them, plenty of surface area. Look at them both wielding their guns, trying to get some vehicle kills. You can also have your guys sitting on the back, pretty much with complete ease. And even though technically you can do it, I would not recommend putting 4 figures on here. They're all at the very edge, on the verge of falling off. But if you really want to, it can be done. And I must say, unfortunately, figures like Omega and Carbide are not going to work on this vehicle. The way their legs are designed, you just can't quite get them up into the sitting position. Keep pushing and pushing and pushing it, his leg will just simply pop out. So they can't really sit on the back, they can stand on the back, and they cannot sit in the front properly. It simply just does not work. That's about the best you'd get out of these kind of guys. The guys with the clunkier crotches, I think these look better, but unfortunately they don't quite function as well. These ones just look clunky. Another figure that really had this was the Skull Trooper. They work better on this vehicle. And then here's a bigger Fortnite figure. This is Ragnarok. He's a recently released figure. You can see he fits on there pretty decent. Kind of sits a little bit higher than I'd like as well. I mean, you can kind of force him down there. And then here are the 2 female action figures that McFarlane has released. Riding on this thing, see Color Team Leader, Dark Bomber in the back. Well, the female figures definitely fit on the back just fine, but on the front, really not so much. I mean, she looks okay like this, but you see how far away her arms are from the handlebars. You want her to hold the handlebars, she's going to be up kind of like that, way above the seat. Here they are, 3 different duos, all with RPGs, getting ready to implode on each other. So here's this Quadcrasher next to some Jazwares Fortnite figures. These guys are 6 inches tall, at least a full inch smaller than McFarlane. Not only that, but their overall body sort of width and thickness is different. They're smaller and scrawnier. This thing looks quite oversized next to them, which is the opposite problem we normally have when vehicles in a 1/12 scale. Usually they're far too small for your figures. This is a pretty cool change of pace. I mean, it'll still work with these guys, just won't look quite as good. And then here are 2 Jazwares figures, both riding and driving this vehicle. Now, I'll say the guy in the back looks pretty good if you ask me on it. The guy in the front, just his legs a little skinny the way he sits in it, but it does works out pretty well if you ask me. The peg holes fit securely just fine, just like the McFarlane figures. He's not gonna fall off. Overall, I love that it works with both lines. And then here's my entire collection of 6 and 7 inch Fortnite figures, both McFarlane and Jazwares. Gonna eventually have 100 of these guys for a huge battle royale. As you can see here, they're gliding, shooting, getting loot, healing, killing each other, driving, just out to get the win. Look at all this madness going on here. Now that we've checked it out compared to all the Fortnite stuff, next let's look at this thing compared to other action figure lines from different companies. Let's start out by looking at it with some Joker figures, which is what I'm probably going to use these things with often in my Batman world. Here they are with several DC Direct and DC Collectible Joker and Joker Henchman figures. I must say, these guys are scaled up perfect with these vehicles, and the horrible way that DC Direct designed these Joker Thug legs works perfect for this vehicle. Now their peg hole is a little too small to actually utilize the peg, which is a little bit disappointing, but they fit on there absolutely perfectly and look pretty good. It's almost like these are made for these. Definitely the best figures I've found so far for them. Here they are, riding through the city, being chased by the Batmobile. And it looks like he's about to smash through them like a bowling ball. And then here are some Mattel Movie Master Joker Thugs on these vehicles. These figures are a little bit smaller, so the vehicle looks a little bit too big for them. They do fit on there, they can use the pedals, they can reach the handles, and they're small enough that you can have 2 guys on the back looking pretty good. And then here is the marionette and mime on one of these vehicles. These are some recently released DC collectibles, Jokerish henchmen. Next, let's see how some other action figure lines stack up with these vehicles. Here are some of their McFarlane brothers. On the left, we've got Color Top's Walking Dead. They're kind of fudgeable, even though it doesn't sit in the seat all the way. And then we've got these Stranger Things figures. They just do not work. Scale-wise, it's okay, but you can see this is as far forward as this guy can lean in a sitting position. Doesn't even work. Here they are next to a few different Diamond Select Toys or DST action figure lines. These guys are the full 7-inch scale. Fit in pretty nicely with these things. And then here are a few different various NECA lines on these vehicles. Here they are next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. These figures scale up good, but some of them don't really sit down very well in here. And then here are some Mattel wrestling figures on these vehicles. Now, only the Elite or Ultimate versions will be able to sit on there properly. The basic versions have 0 ability to sit on these. Here they are with some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft good action figures riding on these vehicles. I'm really liking this vehicle for Joker and Harley Quinn. I think it looks pretty good. These guys fit in the vehicles a lot nicer than I actually expected. Here are some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures on these Quadcrashers. Once again, I really do like the Joker and Harley Quinn combo on here. And then here they are with some Mafex figures riding on them. And these guys actually fit better than I expected as well. And then here are some SH Figure Arts figures riding on top of these. Next, let's check this guy out compared to some other 1/12 scale vehicles. Here he is next to the recently released San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Terminator 2 Judgment Day John Connor's dirt bike. Here they're next to a couple of Mattel WWE breakaway cars. Here they're next to a couple of these Ninja Turtle Cowabunga party vans. These things are great for 7-inch figures. Here's the Quadcrasher next to this 1/12 radio controlled car. I was hoping that I'd be able to fit my figures in this car, but they don't really fit in there. There's not really any leg room. It does make for a nice background vehicle in my action figure world. Here it is next to an ET van. This thing accommodates 6-inch figures pretty nicely. Here it is next to a car from the movie The Shadow. Now this isn't a 1/12 scale vehicle. It's more for the 5-inch figures, so you won't be able to fit your 6, 7-inch figures in there. But it's pretty long, and I think looks decent as a background vehicle. Here they are next to a couple of Dick Tracy vehicles, both a police car and a gangster car. Neither of these are for the 1/12 scale, they're slightly smaller. Here they are next to a few different 1/12 scale police motorcycles. Here they're next to some old Ninja Turtle foot soldier cars. I use these for Joker cars, they're purple. Work good for that purpose, except they're a little bit small. These are intended for 5-inch figures, but if you're creative, you can get the Movie Masters in there. Next, let's check these out compared with some Batman vehicles in the 1/12 scale. All these Batman vehicles are able to hold 6 and 7-inch figures. This one here is from the early 2000s, from a Batman toy line called Batman. It was before DC Universe Classics, but sort of a continuation of the same line. Here it is next to a 1966 Batmobile from the Mattel 1966 line. This one also accommodates 6-inch figures. And then next to a DC Collectibles Batmobile. This is a huge vehicle, scaled great for the 6-inch figures. Here they are next to a couple of Mattel Batmobiles from Batman vs Superman and Justice League. These are from the 6-inch basic line. And then here it is next to a Mattel Multiverse Justice League Batmobile. This one is larger and scaled for the Multiverse figures. It accommodates 6 and 7-inch figures with complete ease. Here it is next to the even larger Mattel Multiverse Ultimate Radio Controlled Justice League Batmobile. This one also accommodates 6 and 7-inch figures with complete ease. Here it is next to the Batmobile from the Batman Missions line. This is a 6-inch basic line that's out right now. Here they are next to a few different Batpods from the Dark Knight trilogy. These are from 3 different companies, SH Figure Arts, Mafex, and Mattel. So overall, I'm going to have to say this thing's pretty nice. It's a very sturdy, solid feeling vehicle. I don't think it's very delicate, and the price was really, really reasonable. This thing's very big, scales up great with McFarlane figures. I could even be happy with it if it was a little bit smaller. This thing's going to have lots of uses in my action figure world with various different lines. Pretty cool vehicle. A little bit too cartoony for my taste, but it's going to be good for Joker and Fortnite. If I were to rate this vehicle, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. The price really, really is fair for this thing. I mean, it's pretty big. Could have been a little nicer, but that would cost more, so I think McFarlane did an excellent job nailing quality and value. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.